The topic today is model minority, and this is how I sign model minority. I'll explain why in just a moment. This really just scratches the surface on the topic. There are many different racial groups, such as Black, Latinx, Asian, Native American, and more. From the mindset of the United States ideology, when looking at racial group Asians, people tend to think of only East Asians, like Japanese, South Korean, and Chinese. They fail to include Southern Asians, Brown Asians, Middle Eastern Asians, and West Asians. They all view all East Asians as having successful lives, but this is a huge stereotype. Some are educated, but most people assume that all Asians are smart and they study hard. They assume Asians hold high-paying jobs such as doctor, lawyer, or accountant. Most of these opportunities arise because of the stereotype. These characteristics of how people view Asians matches the ideology that the U.S. has established for actions and behaviors that should be followed by all Asians, and thus East Asians have not rebelled against the ideology. The U.S. views this model group as being a positive thing, but really that's not the case. This is why I sign model minority this way, to flip the script on how the U.S. views model minorities. However, if you have your own sign, totally up to you, you can use whatever you like. If we look at the agenda of the U.S., we see that they're trying to remain racially neutral and promote the idea of colorblindness. They may say, "Oh, I don't see color." This way of thinking really causes problems within our communities. But the root of the problem is the U.S. system that has been established. Within the signing community, there are many different beliefs. There are different beliefs on what it is like to be deaf. There are different beliefs on language use, maybe using more of an oral communication versus signing. There is definitely some relationships between the deaf community and the Asian culture. Many things are passed down from generation to generation within families of Asian heritage, but these teachings are often old ways of thinking. It's time that we roll up our sleeves and get to work with a new way of thinking.